What is up, YouTube and all my fish keeping friends? How is everybody doing out there in fish tank land? Today I want to share with you guys how I collect Gardnerite killifish eggs. I want to share with you how I prepare Coco Core and just how I collect the eggs and store them to dry them and age them. Don't go anywhere. So if you guys have not seen the first video in this series of breeding Gardnerite killifish, you can go ahead and check out that in the card above. But for those of you that have seen it, you know that we have a male and a female that I've been conditioning separately. I put them together into a tank with a spawning mop, and now we can go ahead and collect the eggs. But I want to show you guys just how I have it set up. I want to show you what I do to prepare substrate and set up something so that I can collect those eggs and let them age for a couple of weeks before hydrating them and hatching them. And I'll show you my new Killifish barracks, which I put together. So the two fish that are spawning are back in this good old-fashioned Marineland Hex 5-gallon aquarium. You can see the female up there in the top left. She's ready for some more food. And you see the spawning mop right there in the front. We're gonna go ahead and pull that spawning mop out. I feel pretty bad because the male is he's hiding down here in the spawning mop because she is so aggressive and rude. So I really try to not keep them together too long because he can get really beat up by her. I wanna go ahead and remove that spawning mop and we'll see if we've got any eggs. But first we have to prepare a substrate to put these eggs on. Now remember, these killifish eggs can be hatched and prepared in two different ways. Some people just take the eggs straight, put them right into water, leave them in water, and just let them hatch within 3 or 4 days. Some other people will do what I'm gonna do, is put them onto Coco Core and let them go about 2 weeks to dry. And then I will hydrate them, and all of the eggs will kind of hatch at the same time. So you get a much more equal hatch rate amongst your fry, and that's what I'm looking for. So today we're gonna be working with the ZoomMed Eco Earth. Now this is pretty much just really fine Coco Core. You can buy this in bricks off of Amazon. You can buy this product in smaller bags as well. What I like to do is boil some hot water, use RODI water, and boil it so that it's sterilized, and then I like to add it to the Coco Core, and you just want to get a consistency that's kind of fluffy, that if you were to squeeze the Coco Core, you're gonna get water droplets out of it, but it's not standing in water, and it's not like soupy or sloppy. Once the Coco Core has cooled off to room temperature, go ahead and take the Coco Core and put it into a deli cup. Now you can buy these for pretty cheap. Now I like the 16-ounce deli cup just personally, but there's a lot of people that go with like the 4-ounce deli cup when it comes to killifish eggs, and you can just have a whole bunch of them, stack them up high. What's nice about this is you can actually just hydrate. You can collect the eggs out of here, or if you wanted to, you could just hydrate this whole 16-ounce cup and let the eggs hatch in here and then collect the fry from there, which is what I'm gonna do, and that's why I'm using these. I have them around, but that's my goal with these as well. The moisture content of this Coco Core is really important. That's what's gonna maintain just a perfect high humidity for these eggs. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just add I really just want about an inch, maybe 1.5 inches of this Coco Core in this 16-ounce deli cup. And I'm just gonna spread it around and even it around. I kind of want a little bit of a surface here so that I can see all the eggs that I have in here. Most of them will be on the surface of this. Now you could bury them a little bit, depending on what kind of killifish it is. Right now this is just for the Gardnerite, the Fundal Panchax Gardnerite killifish. So this should work out pretty well. This is gonna be the 3rd time that I've done this. I'm not an expert at breeding killifish and collecting killifish eggs. This is kind of a new thing for me as well, so keep that in mind. Just want to share it with you guys, share the experience with you guys, and can all learn on this together. So I want to go ahead and just label this container with the species and also the date in which the eggs were put into this container. I'm just going to go ahead and put F for Fundal Panchax and Gardnerite. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add today's date. Now that we got Coco Core prepared in a container and it's labeled, let's let's go ahead and pull this spawning mop and see what kind of eggs we've got. I've got these fish in a little bit of a weird spot. I'm gonna go ahead and use a clean deli container, and I'm gonna pull this spawning mop out of here, kind of let the water drain off of it a little bit, and then put it into here, not make a bunch of a mess. I'm really excited to see how many eggs we have here. It has only been one night, so we might only just see about 4 or 5 eggs. We might not see any at all. Now I'm using this little, what's known as inoculation loop. This is a disposable little piece of lab equipment, and I like it because the killifish eggs actually can be picked up right on the right in the loop of this. It's just perfect for killifish eggs. So I like to collect them with this. Now you could pick up the eggs with your bare hands, but I try not to do that if I can help it. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this spawning mop out, put it right here on this cutting board with a paper towel. I'm gonna go ahead and just meticulously go through pretty much every strand almost of this yarn here, and just look for shiny round things in the light. That's the best way to see them. Dark colored spawning mops are some of the best because it makes it easier to see the eggs. I've been seeing a lot of black and gray spawning mops lately as well, and I'd like to make some of those myself. I'm not seeing any eggs so far. There's probably only a couple in here if there is any, but I'm just gonna have to go through here and see what we find. Well, I have not found one single egg in here. Not one egg anywhere. A lot of times they like to go up high, or they like to go down low in the spawning mop. And I'm not finding any eggs, even up high up in here. I have definitely not found any eggs on this spawning mop. It's been one night. The male was hiding and really scared. I think what I really want to go ahead and do is pull him and put him in the new killifish barracks, and then take the other male killifish and pair him with the female and see if we get any eggs out of them. So I have another male killifish. He's down here in this tank. I'm gonna go ahead and move him into the other tank. First, I'm gonna go ahead and take the male out of there that's in there with the female now, and he's gonna go into one of the shoebox totes that have been cycled for a good week and a half, and they're looking really, really good. I got some wassertang in there and some hornwort. I'll go ahead and get the one male in there. I want to get all of my killifish in the grow outs, the fry, in these shoebox totes. That's how I plan on keeping all of my killifish until they get flown to Vermont. So I have the male killifish here. I'm just gonna go ahead and add him to this shoebox. Should be pretty happy in there. These killifish actually prefer smaller, darker places like this. They don't want a lot of light. They don't need a lot of water. They just need to have clean water. So they definitely do, 2 to 3 water changes a week on these, and I continually top them off with fresh RODI water just to check the water parameters to see how things are going. So now with a fresh net, I'm gonna go ahead and get into this tank. We're gonna pull the other Phenylpenchax Gardneri male. Hey buddy, how are you doing? Come on over here. We're gonna go hang out. You're gonna go hang out. So that was pretty successful. We have the second male now in here with the female. I'm gonna go ahead and add that spawning mop back to this tank. So now we can go ahead and give these guys about 24 hours, and we'll see how many eggs we get from them. It's kind of a bummer that I did not find any Gardneri killifish eggs today, but that's just how it goes sometime. I'll go ahead and wait 24 hours to see what happens. But I want to go ahead and show you guys some of the stuff going on I'm pretty excited about. The place is a little bit of a mess right now. I got a few different projects going on. All of these guppies are coming out. You guys are gonna see that within the next week or so. I'm pulling all of these out, and they're all going off for profit. This tank is super awesome right now. You guys probably saw the video. I have a card for that above. My Blackwater skate. Look at that tint. I mean, there's so much reflection. I'm really sorry about the reflection, but look at that tint. That is looking good. That is really, 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 really nice. I'm really happy about it. I look forward to getting some spawning mops in there with those Imperial Tetras now. super stoked about that. This is another thing coming up with like the next week. I promise you guys within this next week, this is getting completely rescaped, getting rid of those rocks, doing something different with those rocks. I can't wait for that. All my Bucephalandra, I'm just dying. I'm loving this. All the new leaves. It's just so nice. I look forward to having a bigger paludarium or a bigger tank where I can really grow a lot more Bucephalandra immersed. Maybe a greenhouse? Maybe a greenhouse. That's a plan right there. Now that the Gardnerite Killifish male is no longer going to be in this tank, I get to clean it up a little bit and make a plan to do something else with it. I don't know what I might put in there. Been thinking about putting the least Killifish in here because it's a little bit bigger than the tank that they have now. I think it would work well for them. We'll have to think about that. Everybody in the kitchen is doing good. All of the blue tetras are super duper happy. We have these 3 tanks in the top doing well. I mean, look at all of those fry in there. They're everywhere. This tank started out with 4 fish. That's really crazy. This started out, I think, with 8 fish. And just look at all the fry everywhere. I'm so stoked about that. So there is some bad news. So as you guys saw in the thumbnail, unfortunately, I do have a loss in the fish room. Puzo or Puzolente, named by Ginger Graves. Unfortunately, he has passed away. He made it about 1 year. I did try to remedicate him. He did get a full quarantine in the beginning, but I don't know what it was. There's a little bit of swelling in his stomach, and so I'm not sure about that. And I tried to treat him with a couple things, but he was too far gone, so it's really unfortunate. It's really sad to lose him. Now, down here in the bottom, we have the 4th blue tetra tank. We're doing really good. No fry in there so far. And then you see this cycling up here. This is going to be the 5th tank. This is going to be a fry grow out tank for the nano blue tetras. So I look forward to getting some plants in there soon enough, getting some hornwort and duckweed at the top, and prepping it like all the other tanks. So my real eyesores in the fish room are these 2 tanks here. They were both blue bolt tanks. I still have blue bolts in here. The blue bolts kind of crashed on me. I feel like it's my fault for pulling too many and selling too many too quickly, and I feel like I irritated them and I kind of stopped the whole thing, and then I think I just got too short on females, and I think right now all I have is male blue bolts in this tank. These 3 vases are still looking really good. The pennywort is not having a problem. I have this hygrophila that is coming out of the water, and I'm looking forward to seeing how well that does out of the water. I definitely see some of these guys pearling every once in a while, and it really gets me excited. I pretty much just do top-offs of water, and that's about it. Well, I am just a little bummed that we didn't find any killifish eggs. It's just a reminder that things just don't go how you want them to go. Just because I turn on the camera, it doesn't mean that that things are going to go my way. But we'll see how this goes with these other pair together, and we'll see if we get any eggs from them. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Stay tuned. Check out the series on these Killifish. We'll see what happens with these guys in the future. Thank you to all of you guys out there that support me. Like, comment, share all this content. It means so much to me. And remember, guys, keep your tanks clean, your fish fed, and have fun.